Greetings, friends. I want to talk about thermodynamics for about 1 minute. And also, I need to correct something from a recent video about the Rust language. I just said something incorrect. Not that this will be a lot of mistakes I don't correct, I would assume, but this is one that I might as well correct. Rust being this computer language I've been studying, we can go back and see my viewing history, a little bit of politics, a lot of physics. It's kind of like ISEP, Institute for Science, Engineering, and Public Policy. Terry and I have been discussing thermodynamics again since he's working on a translation of Lazare Carnot's work and so on. So, as I was cleaning up in the house, kind of reducing the entropy at my place, I was letting this play on the Windows tablet as is my wont. A physics professor from Caltech, Dr. Sean Carroll, giving a good lecture here, an interesting lecture about the arrow of time. But he kind of goes quickly over the fact that the Earth, the planet we're on, is of course an open system, and the sun is always flooding us with terawatts. So, in terms of things running down, the Earth uh, is not really a good representative of the universe as a whole. We should not take our situation here on planet Earth to be one of inevitable running down, increasing entropy. We can use the word syntropy, I think, without contradiction from the physics community. We're not violating the second law when we talk about syntropy on planet Earth. Why? Well, because we're an open system, as I said, and we're getting free energy from the sun at all times to the tune of many terawatts a day, right? So, in a recent video, I was talking about the Bucky Fuller agenda, world game agenda, to switch the planet from what we call starter fluid to, quote, the main engines. This was in Analog Science Fiction, September 1972 article. And if you are thinking, well, that's against physics, that we could actually have syntropy on spaceship Earth, I don't think that's true. I think thermodynamics would agree that we're free to thrive here as a species for some hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years into the future. Let's see, right? It's not up to um, it's not up to where we're gonna all go into a apocalypse or Armageddon because of physics or because of natural laws or because of anything like that, right? It's out of humans being ignorant, neglectful, stupid, whatever, that we would blow this opportunity to make the world work. But sometimes, I think a physics lecture, they'll kind of bleep over that this is an open system with energy and just talk about the universe as a whole. And then they want to connect that to our personal mortality. And before you know it, it sounds like they're talking about planet Earth as going downhill, right? Because somehow the universe, man is the measure of all things. We kind of get caught up in that fate of the universe talk and think, therefore, planet Earth has to be going downhill, and then we think about wars and famines. And then comes the incipient Malthusianism that has continued to sort of pollute economic thinking in a lot of ways, even though overpopulation doesn't look to be the problem that we thought. In fact, underpopulation is now what a lot of cognoscenti are worried about because it has proven true, that theory, that with higher living standards, not as many people want to have as many kids, right? It's not that people don't like or want kids, it's just that the necessity to have a lot of them has has been curtailed to some degree. So I think that it's a good public policy if you're in the sciences to get out there and make sure the public is not getting the wrong message. That somehow thermodynamics is telling us that things have to get worse and worse because of the heat death of the universe or whatever. not the case, not at this point. So we'll see what happens with Yahoo, right? I've put in a request for our Wanderers listserv, which is kind of an ISEP project, right? We kind of a spin-off or sister to the ISEP nonprofit, and we have over 75,000 postings over 20 years, 19 years archived with Yahoo. So are we going to get to see that? Are we going to get that downloaded to us? We'll find out, right? I haven't joined the class action suit personally about their data breach or security breaches. That's another issue, right? They're going out of the. I think they're, but it may be a related issue for all I know. Like maybe Yahoo is dropping its listserv service to this degree because it's so unprofitable and they've been hurt so badly by these security breaches, right? That may be the issue. I don't know. Because Google Groups still exists. We're casting about and looking for new listserv options if we want to keep doing a listserv. But what about our archives? We won't be able to easily get that back out there, maybe, but at least get it on a thumb drive, right? Okay, so I guess that's all I have to say now, except for I love these little Giphies, these little things that the short animations that loop around, and I think math education would do really well to have these more of these uh, collected, and they really tell a good little story. We used to need Java applets more, but you don't always have to interact with these things, right? Sometimes you can just sit back and watch them, and they'll teach you a lot. So good job on these jiffies, guys, and we'll talk to you later.